Hi, this is Shannon with QuickBooks Services, here to talk to you today about the issues with undeposited funds. We have a lot of clients that just don't seem to understand how it works, and so we're going to talk about that a little bit today. So let's try, first of all, to receive some payments in, how most of our clients are doing it. I'm going to go to our spinny plus sign and hit Receive Payment. We're going to choose, of course, our customer name here. I've created a couple pretend customers here. We're going to select payment, $3,000 for company number 1. Payment method is going to be a check. We're going to enter whatever the check number is. We're just going to make something up for now. And what our customers are doing is they're picking their checking account, which seems to make sense because that's where they're depositing the money. And then they're going to hit Save and Close. Now we're going to go back to Spinny Plus and receive our second payment from another customer. And this is going to be company 2. As you can see, it defaults here to TCF checking, our checking account, which is where we're putting the money. And we are going to select payment of the second invoice. Now what happens when we do this, we post both payments to our checking account, we are going to go to our checking account and take a look at what's in here. Okay, so we have here deposit of $3,003 and a deposit of $3,000 for a total of $6,003. But our bank statement isn't going to show $3,003 and $3,000 because we're depositing them together on the same deposit ticket. The total deposit ticket is going to be $6,003. So when we go to reconcile our bank statement, it's going to say $6,003, which we are going to then have to figure out which deposits equal that $6,003 in our register. Then when we go to our bank feed, you're going to see a deposit of $6,003, which, as you can see, QBO is prompting you to add. It's not finding a match. So if you add this, you are in effect double posting your revenue because you've already deposited the $6,003 in your checking account. You just did it as 2 different deposits, $3,000 and $3,003. So you're going to add this and it's going to double post your revenue. The correct procedure is to do this. We're going to use undeposited funds. So I'm going to go in and delete these. First of all, we're going to start over from scratch and do this the correct way, utilizing undeposited funds. Okay, so let's delete our first deposit of $3,003. I'm going to delete this. And the second one of $3,000, we're going to delete that as well. Okay, so now we're going to utilize undeposited funds the way that it was intended. So let's go back and we re-receive our payments with our Spinny Plus up here at the top. So we're going to hit Receive Payment again. We're going to go to our customer that we're receiving the payment for. So in this case, we have company 1. We're going to enter our payment method as a check. Change the date to whatever the current date is that you're going to be making the deposit. And in here, we're going to put undeposited funds instead of the checking account. And we're going to select the invoice that we're paying. Okay, now we're going to make our other payment for customer number 2. Company 2, sorry. It's going to default to undeposited funds because that was the last thing that we entered. We're going to choose our invoice and we're going to hit save and close. So now what happens is we go in and we do our deposit ticket. And generally when you have multiple checks, in this case we only have two, 3,000 and 3,003, you could have 50 checks, you could have 10, you could have any number of checks. But you're going to put them on one deposit ticket. You're not going to do a separate deposit ticket for every check. So this is where we go and we do our deposit ticket and we put 3,000 and 3,003 on it for a total of 6,003. So we go to our Spinny Plus and we hit bank deposit. So now we're going to actually make our deposit into the check register. So you can see here, it comes up with both of the received payments that we just made here, 3,000 and 3,003. So what we want to do is we want to click on both of these because we're putting them on the same deposit ticket. So the total is 6,003. It matches our deposit ticket. It's going to go into the checking account on this date, and we're going to hit save and close. Now, when we go into our register, you will see that although we posted each payment separately, the deposit hits the register in batch. It's for the total of what the deposit ticket was for, $6,003, which gives us an easier way to reconcile the checking account because the statement is going to show 6,003 and we can match it up right here to the same amount. We're not searching for what made up that 6,003. And then when you go into the bank feed, you're going to see that QBO now finds a match for that, and it's just prompting you to match it and not add it. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. If not, then you should probably hire me and Stacy to do your bookkeeping for you. That's Stacy Kildall at KildallServices.com. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.